All right, what's up? So this is Nirvana God, and so what I'm going to be doing is teaching you how to catch spikes. How to catch spikes. First of all, the first thing you need to understand is you only use the 5-minute time frame. So let me go to my drawing board and I will show you what I mean by means of graphical representation. So okay, so the first thing you need to understand is you're only using this strategy for the 5-minute time frame, M5 only, and you are selling crash and you are buying boom only. Please notice this. You are selling crash and you are buying boom. You don't buy crash and you don't sell boom. So it's only for the 5-minute time frame, not 1 minute. Please listen carefully. You're only using it for the 5-minute time frame, not the M15, not the M30H1. I said 5 minutes only. That means your focus is only on the 5-minute time frame. Number two, you're only selling crash 1000 and crash 500, not buying them. Number three, you're only buying boom 500 and boom 1000 and not selling it. Right. So first thing I want to do is this. You need to understand something because it uses two things. It uses the MACD histogram as well as the settings on the stochastic. So the first thing I want to show you is this. Let's say maybe you've got your MACD here. You've got the zero line here. So here, if the MACD is positive or it's above level 0, the MACD histogram is above level 0, then it means we are what? This is time for boom, not crash. Meaning you're only buying boom when the MACD is above level 0. Please understand. Only buy boom if the MACD is above level 0 and not below. That means this is represented by the MACD, right? The histogram is above level 0, not below 0. So this is for boom. So let me take a screenshot of this and I will. And now let's do for crash. For crash is like this. Right, if the histogram is below level 0, like this, if the histogram is below level 0, then you are selling crash. This is the MACD. I'll go to the chart and show you. Right, so you are selling crash only when the MACD is below level 0, meaning it's a downtrend. Right, so this is how you discover trend. If it's above level 0, it's buy for boom. If it's below level 0, it's sell for crash. Let me take a screenshot again. I'll illustrate. Right, now that's being said, let me go back here to my MetaTrader 5. Right, make things simple. For example, we also use the stochastic. I'll send you the settings later. As you can see these, but I'll send you the settings later. Excuse me. So here, for example, you can see that the histogram is above level 0, meaning it's an uptrend, meaning it's time to buy boom. You don't buy boom when it's like this, when it's below level 0. As you can see, there are less spikes. But the moment that price crosses above and the histogram is now above level 0, now you can choose to buy boom, but you don't just buy. You wait for the stochastic, the green one, to get to this zone, this particular zone, between level 5 and level 20. Then you place your buy and you hold until your spikes. Spikes from the 5-minute time frame, oftentimes they last at least 3 or 4 spikes. They can give anything between 25 to 40 pips. So you wait for your MACD, for boom 500 and boom 1000, for your MACD to be above level 0, and you wait for your green stochastic. I'll send you the settings to be below level 20 and close to level 5. And then you place your buy, you hold, as you can see spikes. It doesn't repaint, there's no need to zoom in or zoom out. The difference is pretty much the same. Let me give a practical example, another example. For example, do you see here? Here, right here, the histogram was above level 0, meaning it was an uptrend. It was time to buy boom. And the green stochastic shifted and got into the zone between level 20 and level 5. And this is where you placed your buy entry. This is where your entry was. On this point, do you see this? This is where your entry was. You would have gotten in there and you held, and you would have got paid something along the lines of 15 pips straight up. So this is how simple it is. Even if you shift to boom 1000, this is the strategy that I use to catch spikes, bruh. It's so simple. Like I said, we don't catch spikes when the histogram is below level 0 for boom, only when it's above. So all this, as you can see, as long as the histogram is below 0, we had less spikes. So wait for the histogram to go above level 0. So let me find an example on boom 1000. For example, here the histogram was above level 0 and the green stochastic pulled to oversold, which is between level 20 and level 5. And then if you placed an entry here, it gave a spike, but it kept going down because the histogram was weaker in terms of volume. I'll explain that principle last. But generally, that's the same thing. Do you see? The histogram is above level 0 and it pulls, the green stochastic pulls here to level 5, between level 20 and level 5. This is where your entry was. Example, here, here. This is where the green stochastic pulled, and the green stochastic must be separated from the red one. There must be a gap between them. They must not be together like this. It must be separate. For example, here the red stochastic was left behind and the green came to oversold condition. And here where your spike were. Alright, let me give another practical example. This example, do you see? All this, the histogram being above level 0, meant that it's an uptrend. So we had more spikes here. This is all opportunities to enter spikes, which are here. Let me mark them with the horizontal line. The vertical line, sorry. Here. Do you see this? Where the green stochastic reached oversold and got into this zone was the histogram was above level 0, a spike happened. Same thing here. The histogram was above level 0, a spike happened. So you only wait for your green stochastic to pull back to this zone. You don't enter when it's here. You wait for it to pull to this zone between level 20 and level 5. Anywhere between that level, a spike will always, as long as the histogram is above level 0, a spike will always come. So let's shift, for example, and go to crash 500. The opposite is true. As long as, look here, as long as the histogram is below level 0, this is level 0. This is the blue histogram, this is below level 0. Okay, this is a default MACD 12, 26, and 1. As long as it's below level 0, it means it's a downtrend. So it's a chance to enter crash in this particular case. So you wait for your green stochastic to reach overbought, which is between level 80 and level 95. For example, here you've got this entire thing. It's showing that crash 500 is in a downtrend. Do you see this? So your entry opportunities were here. First entry opportunity. Second entry opportunity. Do you see this? This is where your entry was. When the green stochastic got between level 80 and level 95, you would have entered here and held. Usually with this kind of method, when you wait for it to reach close to level 95 or close to level 5, you don't have to wait for more than 10 minutes before a spike comes. And when it comes, it pays you heavily. First, because the histogram is below level 0 and the green stochastic pulls back to overbought condition, you enter, it spiked down about 5 minutes later. Here the same thing, the histogram was still below level 0. The green stochastic reached between level 80 and level 95, it spiked down. So it's the same thing, only for the 5-minute time frame. So that's what you do when you get your desk and you want to trade crash. For the day, let's maybe you're focusing on crash 500 and crash 1000 only. What you have to do is just to wait for your stochastic to be below the histogram, like here. You see that the stochastic was below level 0. This is the 0 level, below level 0, which means it's a downtrend. So all you had to do was to wait for this. You see this? It reached, just after it reached above level 80, it spiked down because it was a downtrend here. So that's how it is for any. You don't enter here when the histogram is above level 0 because it's an uptrend. You have less spikes and the spikes will take too long to come. So only enter crash 1000 and crash 500 when the histogram is below level 0. So let me give you another example of a clear possible entry. For example, here was the histogram below level 0, yeah, meaning it's a downtrend, and here was where your entry was. Let me put a vertical line on it. Here, do you see this? It pulled to the zone between level 8 and level 95, and it spiked it down. So generally that's how it goes. Let's look at crash 1000 as the last example. Okay, For example, here, before I deactivated my data, I could tell you that it was about to spike down. It was about to spike down. I think I sent the signal in the group. I'll forward you the picture. It was about to spike down because the histogram is below level 0, number 1. Number 2, the green stochastic is separated from the red one. And number 3, it has entered between the zone between level 80 and level 95. That means it was going to spike down, and it actually spiked it down. I gave the signal. So here, let me give another clear example. Here, for example, do you see this? This thing is below level, is below the 0 level in terms of histogram. So all you had to do was to wait for the stochastic here and to wait for the stochastic here. Right. Although the spikes here didn't really impress because they were very small, but as long as it gives you your spike, please exit. Do you see this? The first opportunity was here, it spiked down. The second opportunity was here, it spiked down. And it immediately shifted the trend going there. So generally that's how it works. You just have to wait. Do you see this? The histogram is below level 0 and the stochastic pulls back here. This is where your first opportunity to enter was, and it's kept going down. Second opportunity was this one. So generally that's how it works. So let me talk about volume before I close this video. In terms of volume, if you want to deal with volume of, or the strength of a trend, let me mention the strength of a trend. Meaning, for example, if we have got the 0 level here on the MACD and it's going here like this, it means as long as it is further and further away from level 0, then the trend is very strong, it's going upwards. The moment it starts playing close to level 0 like this, then that means it's a what? It's a weak trend. And it's not a good time to catch spikes on boom 500 and boom 500 and boom 1000, right? The same is true for a negative trend, a negative histogram, sorry. The same will be true. Let's say here, and then goes down like this. Right. So as long as it's going down and is further away from the 0 line, this 0 line, it means it's a strong trend. But the moment it starts doing this, or starts playing close to the 0 level, then it's a what? It's a weak trend. And it's not a good time to what? To sell crash. So only go for strong trends like this, for example. Let me mention what I mean. Let's say maybe it's like this. It's a strong trend, and your stochastic does this. This is maybe level 20, level 5. This is level, these are the higher levels, level 80 and level 95. As long as your stochastic does this, pulls to this zone, what you've got a strong downtrend here, you sell. If the stochastic comes back, pulls right to the same zone, you sell. The reverse is true for what? For boom. I'm trying not to make this video too long. The reverse is true for boom. Meaning if it's like this, yes, you've got the 0 line and the trend is strong, as indicated by the histogram. The further away from 0, the better. And here I've got your stochastic, level 20, level 5, level 80, level 95. Right. As long as your stochastic pulls back to the zone between level 20 and level 5, you buy. And when it comes back again, pulls back to the same zone, you buy. As long as you've got a strong trend that is not messing around level 0 like this. As long as it's here, you buy. So generally, this is how you catch your spikes. So let me tell you the parameters of the MACD. Right. Okay, the parameters of the MACD. The MACD is period. This is the MACD. The settings. The settings of the MACD are this. You can choose any color that you like. These are the settings for the MACD. And then the settings for the stochastic. There are two stochastics. Right. The first is stochastic, the red one. The stochastic, which is the red one, it has got 23, 4, 9. The main color of that particular stochastic is what? Is the same as the background color, meaning it's silent. And then the signal line. The signal line is what? Is red. So this is the first stochastic, which is the red stochastic line that you saw. This is these are the parameters, right? And then the main line is the same as the background. If your background is white, it's also white. If it's black, it's also black. The signal line is red, right? And then the second stochastic that you are using there in terms of setting, that stochastic is what? It's green. The period is 734. Should be 734. Is it? Let me confirm. 733. Sorry, it's 733. 733. Right. The main line is also what? Is the same as background. It doesn't show, but the signal line of the stochastic is what? It's green. So simple. The first stochastic is red, the second stochastic is green. This is the period 733. The main line is the same as background. The signal line is green. Right. In terms of the levels of the stochastics, you can choose one without levels and choose the other with levels. But the levels are, in terms of the levels, you've got level 5, level 95, level 20, and level 80. You can label them as you like. You buy here and you sell here. Here you can say wait and wait. So this is generally how it is, how simple it is. All right, so cheers.